Hello, dear students. I'm Betsy Miss here, and welcome back to the second semester of the school after your Diwali vacation. I hope you had all the fun and rest you could have in this small little break that you had. Now, let's come back with all the enthusiasm and begin with the seventh lesson of history, that is the administration of the Swaraj. Let me give you a small introduction and revise a few things. I hope you remember that Shivaji Maharaj was the one who founded Swaraj. The Swaraj was comprising of large areas of Nashik, Pune, Satara, Sangli, Kolhapur, Sindhudurg, Ratnagiri, Raigad, Thane district in Maharashtra, and parts of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Shivaji Maharaj had himself crowned. To ensure the smooth management of the affairs of the Swaraj and people's welfare, Shivaji Maharaj set up an efficient administration. After the coronation of Shivaji Maharaj, Maharaj accomplished Dakshin Digvijay, the conquest of the south. And since he had captured all the areas of Nashik, Pune, Satara, Sangli and all other areas which I had mentioned before, and since I had said that there was an efficient administration, he needed a council that was called as the Ashtapradhan Mandal. This Ashtapradhan Mandal was the administration that was divided into 8 departments. The word Ashtapradhan Mandal itself means the council of 8 ministers. So, at the time of his coronation, Shivaji Maharaj appointed a council of 8 ministers. These 8 ministers were responsible for administrating the entire area of Swaraj. Okay? And the administration was divided into 8 departments. The head was appointed for each department. So there were different sections under the administration, and the sections were 8 in number, and for each department or section there was a head. Maharaj alone had the powers to appoint and remove a minister as they were answerable to him. So Shivaji Maharaj had the utmost and the most power over all of them. So every single minister had to come and approach Shivaji Maharaj, and Shivaji Maharaj had power over all of them. So in other words, Shivaji Maharaj had the power to appoint a head or to remove a person from the position. The ministers were answerable to Maharaj for the administration of their respective departments. So what they could not just run according to their own basis. Okay, they could not run the department according to their own basis, but whatever actions or decisions they used to take for the department or in the department, the head had to report it to Shivaji Maharaj, and Shivaji Maharaj were the one who approved it. Shivaji Maharaj selected the council on the basis of their merit and achievements. So Shivaji Maharaj, before appointing the heads or the ministers, he always looked for the merits and the achievements of that person. Okay, so if the person has studied a lot, or if the person is very skilled, these factors used to play a big role in their appointment. So the 8 positions or designations that was given in the Ashtapradhan Mandal were the Pradhan, the Amatya, the Sachiv, the Mantri, the Senapati, the Sumant, the Nyayadesh and the Pandit Rao. So Shivaji Maharaj did not give them jagirs, watans, gifts, or fiefs. Any kind of favors to these 8 ministers were not given. Like they were not given any special land, so much land if you are appointed minister, or you were not given special gifts or watans just because you were an appointed minister. Instead, they were given very handsome salaries. Handsome salaries means the salaries or a payment of high amount.